Have you ever felt alone in a crowded room, like your thoughts are racing ahead, leaving everyone else behind? Every man takes the limits of his own field of vision for the limits of the world, Arthur Schopenhauer once wrote. He knew what it meant to see further, to think deeper, but he also knew the loneliness it brought. This is the paradox of intelligence. To see more is often to feel more, to question more. It's a journey into the heart of things, a quest for truth that can be both exhilarating and honestly kind of terrifying. And sometimes it can make you feel like a stranger in a world that doesn't understand. Think of Vincent van Gogh painting masterpieces in a world that only saw madness. Or Alan Turing, a mind that cracked codes and shaped the future, only to be condemned for who he loved. History is full of these stories. Brilliant minds ostracized and misunderstood. Their gifts mistaken for flaws. Why does this happen? Why do we fear what we don't understand? Why do we silence the voices that challenge our comfortable assumptions? Perhaps it's a defense mechanism, a way of protecting ourselves from the discomfort of uncertainty. Or maybe it's something deeper, a fear of the unknown that resides in the heart of humanity. Arthur Schopenhauer understood this struggle. He saw how society, like a flock of sheep, sought comfort in conformity. He called this the herd mentality, the tendency to follow the crowd, to embrace popular opinion without question. And he believed that this mentality posed a threat to true intellectual freedom. For Schopenhauer, intelligence was not just about accumulating knowledge. It was about independent thought, critical thinking, the courage to question everything. It was about seeing the world through your own eyes, not through the lens of societal expectations. And that, he knew, could be a dangerous path. The herd mentality offers safety in numbers. It provides a sense of belonging, a shared reality that can be comforting in a world of chaos and uncertainty. But it can also stifle individuality, discourage dissent, and create an environment where true intellectual exploration is seen as a threat. This is why intelligent people often feel like outsiders. They see the world differently. They question assumptions, challenge norms, and refuse to accept easy answers. And in a society that values conformity, this can be a recipe for isolation. The price of intelligence, then, is often loneliness. It's, well, that feeling of being misunderstood, of seeing the world in shades of grey while everyone else sees only black and white. It's the burden of knowing too much, of feeling the weight of the world's complexities resting on your shoulders. But, it's also a gift. It's the ability to see beauty in unexpected places, to find meaning in the mundane, and to appreciate the interconnectedness of all things. Is a constant state of wonder and curiosity, a thirst for knowledge that honestly can never be quenched. Imagine for a moment seeing the world's problems with crystal clarity and feeling the pain of others as if it were your own. Imagine understanding the fragility of life, the fleeting nature of time, and the inevitability of death. This right here is the burden of awareness, the weight of deep thought. It's honestly easy to envy the blissful ignorance of the unaware, to wish for a simpler existence where those big questions didn't keep you up at night. But would you really trade your awareness for anything? Would you give up the depth of your experience, the richness of your inner world, for a life of comfortable conformity? Throughout history, the most profound thinkers have, more often than not, been met with resistance. Socrates, condemned for corrupting the youth of Athens. Galileo, silenced for daring to challenge the geocentric view of the universe. These were not just isolated incidents, they were symptoms of a deeper fear, a fear of ideas that threaten the status quo. But these prophets in the wilderness refused to be silenced. They understood that true progress requires questioning, challenging, and sometimes even breaking the rules They knew that the pursuit of truth was worth the risk of isolation, the sting of rejection, and yeah, the possibility of persecution. Why is it that we fear questions so much? Why do we build walls around our beliefs instead of opening our minds to new possibilities? Perhaps it's because questions force us to confront our own uncertainties, to acknowledge the limits of our understanding, but without questions there is no growth, no progress, no evolution. It is in the asking, in the seeking, in that relentless pursuit of understanding that we truly evolve, both as individuals and as a species. So, the next time you meet someone who sees the world a little differently, who asks the uncomfortable questions, who challenges your assumptions, just remember this: they are not the problem, they are the solution. They are the ones who push us to think deeper, to see further, to become more than we ever thought we could be. Embrace the different, celebrate the unique. For it is in our differences that our greatest strengths lie, and it is through the courage to think differently that we can truly change the world.